I'm Carter Osterhaus, and this is $1 million room.
We're getting an exclusive look inside the most spectacular $1 million rooms around the globe. From one of the largest residential aquariums in the world,
You have a vision, you have a dream, and you turn it into reality.
to an indoor pool that doubles as a tropical forest.
The cost of this room is priceless, but if you had to put a number on it, you're looking at 10 million plus.
And a Colorado lodge that serves dinner in $1 million way.
Whoa! This is $1 million room and $1 million meal.
It's an all-access pass to the most luxurious and expensive rooms in the world. From mountain peaks to the ocean floors, these next two rooms spent a fortune bringing the outdoors inside. The owners of these next two rooms have spent millions on lavish water features with two very different functions.
Your first impression is you're seeing this huge aquarium, these big fish swimming by, and you're like, oh my God, what's that?
We continue our tour of the world's most amazing $1 million rooms. We head to Rumson, New Jersey, where the owner found a clever way to add three of his favorite hobbies into one extreme recreation room.
Owner and contractor Sal Cannizzaro spent 5 years building his 16,000 square foot, 24-room dream home on the majestic Navsink River. But Sal's pride and joy is this amazing 5,000 square foot rec room located in the lower level of his mansion, which includes three one-of-a-kind features.
So this is the recreation room, and it's exactly that. We have a lot of fun in this room. I wanted an open feeling. I want it to be spacious so people don't feel cluttered and yet be able to have it functional. The best thing about the recreation room is the aquarium. By far, you know, your first impression is you're seeing this huge aquarium, these big fish swimming by, and you're like, oh my God, what's that? I haven't seen anything like it in any residential space. Well, you know, I built this aquarium because of my passion for fish. You know, people have dogs, people have cats. I like fish. These are native fish from the Jersey coast that I've caught. I raised them since they were, you know, as small as possible that I could catch them. These striped bass were like 18 inches long when I caught them, and now they're 36, 38, 40 inches long. They're about 35 pounds. The glass panels, actually they're acrylic. They're 4 inches thick. One panel weighs about 2,700 pounds, and it had to be lowered in with a crane. I wanted that feel from floor to ceiling that you were actually stepping into an aquarium and the fish are swimming right in front of you. There's 15,000 gallons as you see it, but there's another 5,000 gallons of filtration and support to the aquarium.
From a shell-shaped ceiling to a beautiful hand-carved piece of art, these features continue the aquatic theme throughout the room.
The whole setting had nautical in mind. Even the handles, handmade koi fish made in Hawaii, actually. The ceiling here, if you notice, is the shape of a scallop shell. I actually took a scallop shell, gave it to the artist, and told him this is what I want the ceiling to look like. There's a real interesting piece here. It was hand-carved in Indonesia from a teak tree, the stump of a teak tree, one piece. We actually built this area just for this sculpture. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of stressful moments, but at the end of the day, you really get to enjoy what you built and the reasons why you created it.
Besides his love for fish, Sal is an avid winemaker and spared no expense in building an old world wine cellar across the hall from his beautiful aquarium.
Well, one of the feelings we tried to create in the wine cellar was to make it feel like it was here for 100 years. And that's why the height was important and the stone on the walls is important, that whole feel. This area here, it's all hand carving. And the doors here kind of tell you the wine story. It shows you how they are picking the grapes, crushing the grapes with their feet, bottling the wine, drinking the wine, and then they're all drunk and they're laying down. This wine cellar, it's, as you can feel the temperature in here, it's held at 59 degrees. And I set it up in different regions. This is Italian region. This is all California here, which one of my favorites. And then we have French wines. So even though California is one of my favorite wines, I'm going to show you my favorite wine section in the wine cellar here. These are all my homemade wines. There's about 10 different homemade wines over the last 6 or 7 years that we made. They're really, really good wines and lots of fun, and I give them out as gifts. This wine cellar at its fullest capacity holds over 1,500 bottles of wine. Plenty of wine. You can never run out of wine in here.
There's also one last unexpected surprise in this $1 million space.
So now I'm going to show you some of the fun features of the recreation room. We're going to start the disco countdown. There's going to be magic in the room. I won't tell you, I'll show you. And once this kicks on, the music's loud, it is just a ball. We created this disco to get into that 70s mode, if you would. Believe it or not, I did have a big afro at some point in my life, and we certainly enjoy it. My fish love it. The recreation room in itself was probably $1 million plus. More so was the aquarium support room. That back room was probably $1.5 million. So you're over $2 million for my hobby. When we initially planned this, it was difficult for most to perceive what the end result was going to be. You know, you have a vision, you have a dream, and you turn it into reality.